Hey there everyone, it's your boy, Big Bad Daddy Bardock, and welcome to our 30k roast special. To celebrate 30,000 subscribers, I gave you, the audience, the chance to give me your best shot, to roast me with everything you've got. I mean, it's all for fun. So, let's see what shots and ammunitions was fired at your boy, shall we? Alright, so, let us begin. So our first one is by Aaron Payne. No, I can't roast Bardock. Oh. Well, that's very sweet of you, but, well, this was the opportunity for you to roast me, but, I appreciate the sentiment, so, thank you, Aaron. Alright, on to the next one. Incorrect Buzzer said, Fun fact roast. Doing the proper math, Bardock would have needed to go God form or higher to contest with Frieza at any variation of his final form. Sorry, big guy, that Super Saiyan form from Heroes just isn't saving you. Well, it's called fighting, it's not math. I mean, technically there's physics involved, and physics involves math. But, well, who could... Why would you need to do math when you got pecs like these? So, yeah... No, you're absolutely right. Frieza's power level was, beyond measurable, but, I reckon I could have given him a run for his money. I mean, come on, it's me. And I'm a badass. I mean, if my son could do it, anything he could do, I could do better, right? I mean, I'm the OG. Kinda. Ish. Shut up. Anyway, thank you for your roast, Incorrect Buzzer. On to the next one. Ray Stryker says, I want to roast Big Man Bardock. So then why didn't you? Okay. On to the next one. Thanks, Ray Stryker. Love ya. Andre Scaranza says, Harem. What's that got to do with roast? The cheeky little face there as well. I mean, it's not a harem, it's just me and my wife. I can't help these other girls that live in my house. They just won't leave me alone. But, you know, I'm a monogamous Saiyan. Monogamy's not some kind of wood. You know, one man, one woman. It's not a harem. Shut up. Anyway, thank you for your roast. On to the next one. Reizu X says, think you can make it to 50,000 before this year ends. Are you insinuating that I can't reach 50,000 by year's end? Is that like a roast troll? Like, well, you're not going to make 50,000? Or are you genuinely being nice? I think because of the smiley face, you're genuinely being quite nice, so, thanks for that. It's not a roast, but, I'll take it anyway. Thank you, Reizu. Anyway, on to the next one. Rock with Socks. I like the name. Time to get your rocks off, so get your socks off. If you know what I mean. Oh, come on. Anyway. Okay, I got one. Hey, Bardock. How come you only become a Super Saiyan in non-canon Dragon Ball media? And not against Frieza? And when he was about to destroy your entire planet, and by extension your wife? What are you, stupid? Stupid is as stupid does, Rock with Socks. But, hey, it's not my fault. I didn't write the series. Blame Toriyama. He didn't write me as a Super Saiyan in the main canon. But, I mean, I go Super Saiyan in all the other media, so what if it's non-canon? Didn't they say treat it all as some kind of canon? But, man, the copium is real on this one. Anyway, well, thanks anyway. Love the name, by the way. Rock with Socks. Rock it with the socket.
Because they are chanting our name. Rock and sock. Rock and sock.
Hey, that reminds me of a really bad joke, actually. Why do so many Saiyans have foot fetishes? because so many of them lost their virginity to a sock. But, psh. Anyway, on to the next one. Eli Carrillo says, "Hey Bardock, Frieza called. Wants to know when all the goes are at. Gonna take that lying down?" Why do I picture Frieza like that bit from Blazing Saddles? Like, where all the Saiyagos at?
Hey, where are the white women at?
Oh, that'd be funny. Like, wouldn't it be funny that the reason Frieza just wiped out the Saiyans is because he's just, like, really attracted to them? He just couldn't contain himself. It's like the attraction's too much. I need to get them out of my life. Oh, these monkeys. Guy's going ape for the monkeys. Hey, with the monkeys. But, yeah, anytime, Frieza. I'll take that pipsqueak on. Anyway, thank you for your roast. On to the next one. Ali Torres writes, "Oh, fish. Oh, fish. Oh, fish." Why do I picture Ralph Wiggum when he's playing cards with Bart, and he's like, "Go fish." He just keeps saying it, like, "Go fish." But, I mean, are you saying roast a fish? Oh, fish? But I don't get it. I'm an old man. I don't get modern jokes. I don't get this internet humor. What do you think I am? Anyway, thank you, Ali Torres. On to the next one. Alpha Raptor. He's an Alpha Raptor. He's not a Velociraptor. He's an Alpha Raptor. Anyway, he says, "Here's my roast, Bardock. You call yourself a Saiyan, but you can't even beat a Viltrumite like Omni-Man in Death Battle." Oh, I see where this is going. "Even with Super Saiyan, which is non-canon, he would still nerf you in the Death Battle universe. And Frieza, who might have saw you lose in Death Battle, he would be thinking, even a simple monkey can't even beat a race filled with steroid psychopath warriors who kill each other to see who's the strongest." Well, you know what it is, don't you? You know. Do you want to know why the Viltrumites are so strong? Because they've got that Ned Flanders type strength, the mustache strength. If you got a Flanders mustache, you get like that godly power, Did you ever play Simpsons Wrestling? Like, Flanders was like the most broken character, and Ned Flanders is like the most jacked person in The Simpsons. Wait a minute. Flanders is jacked. He has a mustache. And he's always preaching. Oh my god. Flanders is a Viltrumite. I knew it. I'm calling it. Flanders is a Viltrumite. Anyway, here's a message to that Omni-Man fella. He should be focusing more on getting his pictures of Spider-Man than worrying about what I'm doing. Because we all know, if we used actual mathematics, I mean, it is fan fiction, and whatever the writer wants, the writer gets, because, it's fiction. But, I'd still kick his ass. I mean, he's a Viltrumite. He's a mite. So he's like a termite to me, and I squash him like a bug. He's nothing but a nuisance. Yeah, take that, Freddie Mercury. Anyway, thanks for your roast. On to the next one. Kaiju Force Nero says, Did the scar come by after watching a XXX movie? Have a root beer instead. Did my scar come from a XXX movie? What, are you implying that I shot my load so hard it scarred my face? Like I was going, past my face? Well, I am a Saiyan. my load is like a loaded shotgun, I suppose. Oh god, could you imagine the poor Gine has to go through if I give her a facial? Oh, that poor woman. Gotta cut that crap out or you go blind, as they say. Oh dear. That's a disturbing thought. You shoot your load so hard it can, tear someone's face off. Saiyan ejaculation. Saying orgasms are no joke. We mean business. Anyway, thanks for the roast, Kaiju. On to the next one. Kieran Hawes asks, Hey Bardock, Omni-Man called. He left you some boxing gloves and said, Are you sure? Oh, them's fighting words. So we're going back to Omni-Man, are we? Yeah, that, graying, mustache wearing. Do you know what? Anytime in the ring, no pads. I'll go one-on-one with that Viltrumite. You know, I'm going to turn that Omni-Man into a omelette. Alright, that was terrible. That was atrocious, even for me. You know, I see a lot of bad jokes, a lot of dad jokes, but that was bad even for me. Yeah. I'm gonna squash that Viltrumite. You wait and see. Anytime, Omni-Man. Anyway, thank you for your roast. On to the next one. Who's Turtle's Mother, then? By Max CMBK. Who's Turtle's mother, then? What, Roshi's mother? Or the turtle? Or do you mean Turles? I'm gonna go out on a whim and guess that you mean Turles. Well, if you look at the actual lore and the timing of the show and the movie, Turles would be more my age rather than Kakarot's age. So he'd be more like my brother than anyone else. I mean, we're not related. It's been told many times that we're not actually related. We just look alike. Guy just stole my look. They even gave him a different hairdo in Heroes. They made him look completely different to differentiate. Because obviously now that you've got Zamasu and Goku Black, they don't want Turles to be the evil Goku anymore. But if, and this is a big if, we were related, I'd suppose he'd be my brother. So, my mother? Who's Turtle's mother? Your mama. Yo mama. Anyway, on to the next one. So, beware the Kelpie. Is that the beware the Kelpie or beware the Kelpie? Kelpie, 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 Kelpie. Kaipai. Kaipai. Oh. Okay, Cronoa, I'm gonna go like this. Oh. And if your pie gets eaten, it's your own fault. I jest. Anyway, so beware the Kelpie wrote, so you were given the ability to see the future and no one believed you. Real origin storyline there, Cassandra of Troy. Oh, cheeky. You know, it's not like Dragon Ball hasn't borrowed its stories from other places. You know, Moses, Ramulus and Romulus. You know, Journey to the West, all the other mixed stories, Terminator. But, oh, sorry, I'm getting old. Old man cough. Anyway, they gave me foresight, no one believed me. The only foresight anybody trusts in this world is Bruce Forsyth. Higher or lower? Ha! You guys won't know who that is. I know who that is. 'Cause I'm British. But you guys don't know who that is. Bruce's Price is Right. Yeah. I know something you don't know. I know something you don't know. Anyway, thank you for your Cassandra of Troy Greek mythos roast there. But on to the next one. Leo Vinokur. Remember, guys, this is YouTube, not Instagram Reels. What's that got to do with anything? Are you referring to shorts, YouTube Shorts? Are you mad at YouTube Shorts? I guess so. I don't know. Was that a dig at me or dig at YouTube or everyone else? straight over my head. Better call the Nimbus, because that flew right over my head. Anyway, on to the next one. Dinach. Donatello. Hey Bardock, why don't you get some ducks, some bars? Well, they call me Bardock after the burdock root, but I do dock myself at some bars quite often. You often see me docked at the bar, tanking up on a few brewskis. You know, I do like a good beer. You know, I like a good Heine. Get it? Heinies. I like Heinies. Because it's bottoms, and it's the name of a beer. Now you're a little bit wiser. Get it? Budweiser. You're wiser. Alright, they're bad jokes. But anyway, on to the next one. Obi the Gamer said, Bardock, an interesting case. A Saiyan with the power relative to the king himself. A Saiyan willingly saving their own young. So I ask is this. Why the F did you not go with him? No, seriously. You could have just gone with him. If you really had that hunch, I mean, going away for a few minutes isn't a crime. Also, it's just bad parenting in general. I get saying children are strong, but sending your unsupervised toddler to a random rock in the middle of nowhere? Dude, seriously? Well, it wasn't a random rock. I sent him to Earth, which is in the Sol system, which is in the Milky Way. You know, there was some planning. They had low tech, low power levels. I knew he'd be okay. And, as they said, I couldn't have gone with him because their scouters would have picked me up straight away. And I don't mean the Saiyans, I'm talking about the Frieza Force. The Frieza Empire spanned the entire universe. They would have caught me, they would have caught Gine. But, if you are interested in an alternate reality where someone went with Kakarot, check out our Gine reboot series. That's a cool series. And I hope that we're doing the comic justice with our voice acting in that, because it's such a cool little spin-off series. But I mean, I could have gone with him, but then I'd have to avoid Frieza all the time, constantly moving, but it wouldn't have been worth it. And Frieza was frightened of me becoming too powerful anyway, which is why he wanted to end the Saiyan race. He was worried that not only would there be a Super Saiyan born that we would rise up to meet him. I mean, he had Vegeta alive because he was like a pet to him, which in turn protected Raditz's life, but then I did make a wish with the Cerulean Dragon Balls for my sons to grow up healthy. So, did my wish save Prince Vegeta's life as well? So, yeah, you owe me, Vegeta. And you fans owe me. Your fan favorite wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for me. So, I await your applause. Alright, I'm just kidding. Anyway, thanks for the roast. On to the next one. Zero G Channel says, Man, why did you lose against Frieza? If you beat the crap out of Gas, beating him hard like bro, did your banana-based monkey diet get in your way? Banana-based monkey diet. Listen, you. There's a lot of nutrition in those bananas. You know, there's potassium in there, there's vitamin B in there. You know, there's a little bit of vitamin C. You know, all the good things, all the healthy things. So why aren't you on a banana-based diet? Banana. Oh, is it because you're a Mega Man robot thing? Oh, okay. You don't process regular food. What are you, like RoboCop? You only eat baby food? Yeah, big baby. I just kid. That's quite a funny one, your banana-based diet, monkey. Monkey! Anyway, thanks for the roast. On to the next one. Astra Fulminous. Astra Fulminous wrote Toa X Timebreaker Mask X Bardock. Yes. I mean, I am wearing the Timebreaker armor because some fans agree, some fans disagree. I think this is the coolest outfit. I mean, look at it. It's black, it's sleek, looks awesome, right? I mean, some people prefer the traditional outfit, but I think it looks a little bit dated. It's a little bit too 80s dancer-ish, you know? His new look is a little bit generic, so I'm not overly keen on his new look. But I like this one, and yeah, I mean, for a demon, she's pretty sexy. Demon ass. And if you know the reference, you know the reference. But yeah, Toa's a foxy lady. And now you got her canon version, Dr. Aaron Sue. The doctor is in the house. But, yeah, I guess that's, anyway, on to the next one. So, William Plaskett. That's a very suave-sounding name. William Plaskett says, remember when you fought against Frieza? How did you lose? With how well you did against Gas and how strong Gas climbed to be, Frieza should have at least needed to transform at least once to win. You could have and would have done better without your tail. Well, I don't know. Gas was said to be the strength of Captain Ginyu at that time, if I recall correctly. I'm not a so-called lore expert, so don't overly quote me on that. I'm pretty good at the lore, but I'm not an expert. But I think I remember they said that he had the level of Ginyu, which is still nothing compared to Frieza. Frieza had a power level of, 500,000 or something, like, in his first form. And keep in mind, Frieza's forms are to suppress his power, not to strengthen it. So Frieza's true form is his final form. The white alien form. That's his true form. That's his true power. And then the other forms are to suppress his power. Ah, did you know that? There's a little fact for you. Would I have done better without my tail? I don't know. Maybe if I'd have gone Great Ape, and I would have got all that extra strength, I might have, at least managed to deflect his supernova move. But probably not. I mean, what's the Great Ape? Well, you gotta be talking about power levels. I don't even like power levels. Power levels are stupid. Anyway, if I went Great Ape, I had a power level of 10,000. Great Ape is a 10 times multiplier, so I would have had 100,000, even in Great Ape. So, is it 10 times or is it 5 times? I can't remember. Anyway, if, and I'm going by if, you went off those silly little power level things, because power levels are stupid. They are stupid. They were never a thing in the original Dragon Ball. Then they became a thing in the first 2 arcs of Dragon Ball Z, and then they were dropped again. And then fans are so fixated on them, like, constantly, and it's like 2 arcs in one series of all, God knows how many different series of Dragon Ball there are, did they mention power levels. Nobody cared after that. Nobody cared before it. So why are we even talking about it? Power levels my ass. Power levels my butt. Anyway, on to the next one. Thanks for your roast, William. Mr. Cape Steve. Mr. Cape Steve. Is that a reference to Minecraft? Chicken jockey. Yeah, see, I'm hip. Ish. Alright, I've never played Minecraft, but I have relatives that play it. I know of Minecraft. And Jack Black and... I'm just a little old. I'm still hip. Alright. I used to be with it, but then they changed what it was. Oh, what I'm with isn't it? And what's it is weird and scary to me. It'll happen to you. Anyway, Mr. Cape Steve says, How is he pulling so many? Teach me, please. Pulling so many what? Oh, you must mean my, mad gotcha skills, right? Oh, what am I talking about? I'm terrible at gotcha games. My luck is awful. I always get the worst pulls on gotcha games. I hate them. I hate them so much. But I can't stop playing Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. Although, I did pull Zack's ornament weapon on my last draw, so, quits in on that one. You are talking about gotcha games, right? Oh, I think I know what you mean. The ladies. Don't ask me how pheromones work. Anyway, thanks for the roast. On to the next one. Super Vegito VR says, imagine just doing a puny blast at Frieza, but it does nothing. Tried. Yeah, well, Super Vegito, I don't see you beating Frieza. You don't actually have any wins. Yeah, see, I've got wins. Vegito doesn't. Vegito didn't beat Super Buu. Vegito didn't beat Zamasu. Gogeta's got wins. Vegito doesn't. Yeah. I've got wins. I got victories under my belt. But not you. See? See? Eh? Eh? Yeah, I gotta admit that, in the original, Bardock special, when it's the little, like, here's a little blast, it was pretty sugar, wasn't it? It was not very good. I think they definitely did it in Super Broly, where it's like a full-on Kamehameha type wave, where I'm like, rah, really struggling, it's like, trying to push the supernova back, but it's not working. I think the animation on that was far superior, but then there was a lot more budget, newer technology, and all that stuff, but, yeah, the original one where it was just like here's a little blast, it was pretty pants, wasn't it? Anyway, thank you for your roast. On to the next one. Blaze Kai, great, says, what does Goku have a Yamcha scar on the side of his face? Does that mean he's joining the trash club now? Oh, burn, ouch. Listen, I may have lost to Frieza, including every other Saiyan that lost to Frieza, including Vegeta. Because Vegeta didn't beat Frieza, did he? Unless you count Resurrection F. But then Kakarot stole the win from him, so... Yeah, my son beat Frieza, so my offspring, which has my genetic material in it, beat Frieza. Yeah, how about that? Yeah. But yeah, it's just Kakarot with a Yamcha scar. That's insulting. I didn't get beat by no Cyberman. Although, could Yamcha be redeemed because Majin Ku is now the king of the Demon Realm, and he's part Cyberman. Oh, now there's a thought. Anyway, on to the next one. Frost Bluetails says, just a friendly reminder that your non-canon iterations were able to go Super Saiyan and beyond. Imagine not being able to go Super Saiyan. But, I had something unique in the manga, at least. Come on, like, meh. And I beat Gas. You know, no one else beat Gas apart from Frieza. You know, Kakarot couldn't beat Gas. Vegeta couldn't beat Gas. Granola couldn't beat Gas. I beat Gas. Just sounds like I took like a Wendy's tablet or some Pepto-Bismol or something. I beat Gas. And here's how you can too. Drink Pepto-Bismol for all your gassy needs. Oh dear. But yeah. Hey, like, I could go Super Saiyan in pretty much every other iteration, except, can I go Super Saiyan in Sparking Zero? I can't remember. I don't think I can. Well, that sucks. This ain't a Super Saiyan bargain sale, alright? Anyway, thank you for your roast. On to the next one. No Gina says, Bardock only stare his wife. Lovely. Are you telling me that I only stare at my wife? That's a roast? But, I don't think a lot of you are getting this, idea of a roast. I think some of you might have missed the point a bit, but yeah. Do I have only eyes for Gine? Of course I do. She's the love of my life. Of course I've only got eyes for Gine. Why wouldn't I? I mean, we make jokes, you know, we kid about the fandoms and stuff like that, you know. A lot of people go like, I did a meme recently which went viral. It went viral on X, it went viral on Reddit, and everyone was talking about it. It was that pregnancy meme, and I did it. It's just a stupid meme. It's just a joke, and it was like, well, it's a what if Bardock got each of these ghosts pregnant? What would his reaction be? And obviously, the first one was Gine. Well, I did knock Gine up twice, you know, and she's my wife, so it was like the reaction was like, oh, he's happy, you know. What if he knocked Muesli up? Because there's a lot of fanfics that, oh, Granola is actually Bardock's son, and that was a thing for a while. People thought that he was my illegitimate son, so we make gags about that. And it was like she kind of reminds me of my wife, but it's not my wife, so it's like oh, well, that happened, but, you know, gonna do the honorable thing type joke. Then it was, what if he got Farsha knocked up? Because, you know, Farsha's my best friend, and squad mate, and obviously, you know, a lot of people assumed that she was Kakarot's mother for the longest time. So it was like oh, but shit, it's Farsha, you know. Everyone fears Farsha, because, you know, she's a very strong woman, if you know what I mean. And I think she was one of the first playable female Saiyans in video games as well. If I'm not, unless it was Pan. Pan might have been the first, but she was the first pure-blooded, I can tell you that much, before KO and Khalifa, because she was on Budokai Tenkaichi 2. But, yeah, so it was a bit like, oh, God, oh, no, what am I going to do? Oh, that's funny. And then, obviously, we all know the joke that Kronoa's got she's clammed up for Bardock Chowder, if you know what I mean. And that's in the games, like, Kronoa stated in the games that she's got a big thing for me, and we just play on that like, oh, she really wants him, but obviously she got henpecked by Toki Toki the bird, and scolded by Trunks like he has a wife, and so we made the joke about like Kronoa's thirsting, but she ain't getting nothing to drink. But, so it's like, oh, but if she got pregnant, what would Bardock do? I just dip. You know, he's going for the milk. Bardock needs his cigarettes. And it's just a stupid meme, but my God, did it trigger some people. Some people really got triggered by it.
I can't believe this is what British people are like. What the f***? All they think about is sex.
It's just a joke, folks. Come on. We like to have fun here.
You know America was founded by prudes. Prudes who left Europe because they hated all the kinky, steamy European sex that was going on.
But anyway, thanks for your roast, and I was waffling there, so I'll go on to the next one. Kaiser Gojira Rose said, imagine having the power relative to King Vegeta, then get surpassed by a kid in a few arcs. Just a tad bit too late, Bardock. Well, bleh. It's, yeah, let's be honest, like, I think Pan's probably stronger than the strongest Saiyans now. And she's a baby, you know, she's a toddler. And, good, then you got Goten and Trunks that went Super Saiyan. Yeah, it's embarrassing when you think about it. I mean, Toriyama did do that whole, like, I always used to picture it as, Kakarot and Vegeta had achieved Super Saiyan when they, did the deed with their wives to, produce Goten and Trunks. And that's why they just naturally had the latent ability to turn Super Saiyan. But then Toriyama made it about S cells and the purity of Saiyans, and then it became back tingly, doohickey rubbish. And as Vegeta said, it was a Super Saiyan bargain sale, and then it just became more and more irrelevant, didn't it? And then, like, that special, they just went, hey, Bardock, you can go Super Saiyan now. And I'm like, hooray! Everybody chill. Get it? Because I killed a guy called Chills. Chill, Bardock's in the house. Super Saiyajin Bardock's in the house. But yeah, it's embarrassing, isn't it? You get to pass by little kiddlywinks. But, hey, that's mangaka, isn't it? That's manga for you. The next generation's always better than the first. Oh well. It is what it is. Anyway, thanks for your roast. On to the next one. Largest Feline wrote, Bardock, your life is so ass, Zeno would say, damn. Well, that's just rude. And all that coming from a large feline. What are you, a big old cat girl? Big old cat. Meow. Garfield over here. Blue Garfield. Yeah. Zeno would go, damn. Damn. Hey, I kind of sound like a cat when I say it. Damn. Oh, dear. My life's not ass. Well, yeah, alright, yeah, my life is ass. Badass. Yeah. How about that? Yeah. See, turned that one around, didn't I? Anyway, thank you for your roast. On to the next one. Vegeta, yes! Says, at least King Vegeta could raise a child's power level. Your old man did spit. King Vegeta did nout. Like, he didn't raise Vegeta. He didn't raise anybody. Couldn't even raise his own power level. I got killed by a supernova, Frieza's most powerful attack. He got killed by Frieza's back fist. Frieza just went, and that was the end of him. That's all she wrote. King Vegeta. But, yeah, raise a child's power level. Well, my child's stronger than his child. So, there's that. Yeah, my child was the one that defeated Frieza. Although, technically, it was his grandson that killed Frieza. But, anyway, I digress. Alright, on to the next one. 747 Angel says, imagine sending your son to conquer a planet and then being cultured so badly that he not takes the part in the murder of your other son, but also forgets you for his entire life and teams up with the person that killed you and your entire race to save the universe. Couldn't be me. Well, damn. You're not wrong there, are you? I mean, he did go to the planet and he ended up being the cause of both him and his brother's death. And hey, Kakarot, you spared Vegeta, but you don't even have the decency to bring your brother back. Come on. One wish. Wishy-wishy. Come on, Super Dragon Balls can do it. Don't say, oh, but it's been a year or whatever, or soul reincarnated rubbish. Super Dragon Balls can do it. I'm just saying. The fans want... Right. I'm talking to you. Toyotaro. Right. Man to man. Come on. Toyotaro. Man to man. You and me. Right? We're going to have a serious conversation here. The fans love Raditz. You love Raditz. We've all read Toyable, your comic that you did with Raditz. You've got a little bit of creative control now. I mean, I know there's a lot of legal battles going on, but You got the power. It'll make money. Bring Raditz back. I don't care what BS you gotta write about to get him strong, or just make him a background character. Go down the route of like what we're doing with Redemption, or go down the route of what Masako X did with Dragon Ball R&R. Bring him back. Bring Raditz back. My boy got done a raw deal. And when they start putting in Raditz in little bits of media, like, oh, here's Kid Raditz in the manga, here's Kid Raditz in the Broly anime, it's going down the storm. Raditz is popular. Bring my son back. Super Dragon Balls, it can happen. You can make a Cerulean the strongest in the universe with a wish. You know, you can make Piccolo relevant again with a wish. Beast Gohan. Just saying. You got that story that people said about, you know, maybe the Red Ribbon Army's experiment. You got so many things. Just bring him back. Bring my son back. Alright, everyone. I'll tell you what we're going to do. If you want Raditz back, comment down below. Hashtag bring back Raditz. Go on X, go on Reddit, go on whatever, and write hashtag bring back Raditz. We're going to do this. Let's campaign. We're going to bring back Raditz. We're going to do this. Hashtag bring back Raditz. That's what we're going to do. Anyway, Angel, thank you for the roast. And I think that's the last of them. Well, some of those were interesting. I think some of you didn't quite get the what I meant by the roast. There were a lot of comments on there which were congratulating me on the 30k. And obviously, thank you very much for the congratulations and stuff. We would have loved more roasts. Those were a lot of fun. So if you want me to do something like this again, leave a suggestion in the comments below. We did do a Bardock Thirst episode a while back. If you want to do a thirst post for any of the girls like Gine, Muesli, Cronoa, Fasha, let me know. If you want to do some roasts or thirst posts for Granola, for Turles, or for Raditz, let us know. I mean, yeah, the comments are there. Like, leave your suggestions, folks. Like, whatever you can think of that might do well, you know, let us know and we'll consider it. You know, we'll always gain from more new ideas. Anyway, so that's our 30k special, and I want to say a big thank you for all those that did leave your roasts. I want to say a big thank you to all the fans that have subscribed to the channel and keep the channel going. It's a big help. Obviously talking about new projects and our upcoming projects. So, and to that guy who keeps asking me every single day, yes, Gine Reboot Episode 10 is coming. It's coming. I'm in the middle of editing it. You know who you are. Every single day, multiple times a day. It's coming. You keep asking, I'm just going to delay it further. No, it's, I'm working closely with the author, Gine Reboot, on this, and it's taken longer because this one is a much longer episode. There's a lot more in it. There's a lot more stuff to do with this episode, and obviously there's a lot of things going on backstage. It's slowing it down a bit, so it's taken a little bit longer than the previous episodes, but it'll be worth it. It's going to be a good episode. The audio for episode 11 has already been recorded as well, and we're well on the way to go for episode 12 and 13. Episode 13, we would have done the anime sin of catch up with the manga. I know. By episode 13, we will probably have caught up with the actual Gine Reboot comic, but we are going to be doing the Fasha side story as well, and we're working quite closely with Gine Reboot on that, so plenty more of that, so look forward to that. Dragon Ball BXG, obviously that one takes a bit longer because I do all the work myself. I arrange everything myself. I do most of the voice acting myself. Obviously not the female lines and some of the other lines, but a lot of the voice acting I do myself. I do all of my own editing. I do all of my own sourcing. I do all of the social media stuff. I'm doing that, and I have a full-time job. So I have a full-time job, and then I only really get evenings to do all the extra work. And for those of you who know or don't know, obviously on the weekends, well, you know what I do on the weekends? I'm a pro wrestler as well, so I don't get a lot of free time, and I literally every bit of free time I have, I put into this. And BXG takes longer because I have to translate the comics from Japanese to English myself, so that takes extra time as well. Obviously, our most popular dubs are the Dragon Ball Redemption dubs. Now, I'm doing that side by side with the actual release of the fan manga by Jay's Candy Hell. Jay's Candy Hell has literally, him and his wife have just had a newborn baby. So expect that to be a little bit slower paced. It's a lot of work, you know. I can only go as fast, I can only go as fast as the artists can go. That's why I have so many different projects and do so many different things, because I can only go as fast as they go. And it's a lot of work. And these guys get burnt out as well. So I do ask, please be patient. You know, these guys have got lives of their own as well. So please be patient with them. So, you know, I get that a lot of people are anxious, and it's, you know, we live in a bit of an instant society now where everyone wants everything now. But you gotta live up to reality. It can't be done as quickly as you want it to be done. It'll come when it comes. So I do ask you very nicely, I'm asking you nicely, look at my serious face, nicely, please, just be patient. Be patient. It'll be worth it. Another upcoming project is I have written, yes, it's been written, Dragon Ball Daikatsu, which is a little pre-story before the Saiyan saga about Raditz. That involves Raditz and my little creation OC, Satsumi, the little tuffle. Hopefully we'll start production on that within the next year. Originally, I had AE doing the manga for that. I wrote it, and she was drawing the manga for that. However, AE's university work has gotten in the way, and she has become very busy. So I will probably have to move on to a different artist. I will still work with AE. Very good friends with AE. Actually, we met up with each other while I was out in Tokyo. We got to hang out. That was great. But the AE is very busy, so I probably will go to a different artist about getting that one drawn up. But there's going to be a lot of work involved in that. So hopefully within the next year we'll get that one going. As for future collabs, hopefully I'm going to start bringing a little bit more gaming videos, some more blog videos. Beers with Bardock podcast will be coming hopefully in the next few months. I know a few people have been asking about the Beers with Bardock one. Got a lot of people lined up for that one. I've gotten some confirmation for future collabs with some VTubers like Yuka, Jester, and a few others. So hopefully those will be coming in the next few months. But yeah, if there's anything you guys particularly fancy, let me know in the comments below. I'm hopefully going to be doing a lot more work with Gamer Goku, Nathan Gamer Goku. We've been chatting about things. He's recently set up his podcast. So go check out his new podcast and stuff like that. Hopefully we're going to do an episode together. Because, you know, us being Brits, now a bottle of waters and all that stuff. I know you guys eat that up. But yeah, lots of stuff coming for the future. And then hopefully we're going to take this 30k and get that to 100k. We're going to get that silver play button. You know, we're mining for silver. That's what we're going for, folks. But we need your help. You know, keep supporting the channel the way you are. You know, you guys have been absolutely amazing, you know, supporting the channel, you know, tuning in every week. I try to release I have, since I started the channel, released a video every single week. And when I've got no free time, that's a lot of work. I've put a lot of hours into this. And I really do appreciate you guys tuning in, because if it wasn't for you fans, then we probably wouldn't keep going, you know, because it's with your support, you know, that gives us the Zenkai boost we need. And talking of thank yous, I think it's about time I said a couple of thank yous to some of the people I've been working with. So some of the VAs, I'd like to thank Bridged Goku, JB Prince Vegeta, Etzel, Monkey D. Luffy, Mr. Voicebox, Corey McLeod, Snowlet, Snowlet's Janet, she's been amazing, great friend. Big shout out to Nick Taze. Nick Taze, you know, your energy and your enthusiasm has kept a fire lit under my ass quite a bit. You know, it's nice to see someone so enthusiastic as you, and I know you're going to go far, Nick, so keep at it. You know, you've been awesome. You've been a loyal companion on this journey as well. Big shout out to Jester Bells as well. I know things have been tough for you, and YouTube has not been very kind to you lately, but an amazing voice actress. And, you know, big shout out to you. Big shout out to Lack the Watcher, Afi as well. You know, working with you guys, you know, you've always been amazing VAs. A big, huge shout out to Evan. Evan, you have been amazing. Such a talented VA. Evan stepped in and took on multiple roles for us. They took on Cronoa, they took on Muesli, they've also taken on Eos and a few others, and have been absolutely amazing. Real talented VA. So big thank you to you, Evan. And, you know, let's keep working together, you know, let's keep going. Now shout out to some of the artists. Shout out to MRB, you've been awesome, you know, very talented artist, very sweet, you know, I love the jokes that we always like chat with. Big shout out to J Candy's Hell, you know, your Redemption series has been the biggest success on our channel. You are one hell of an artist, and congratulations on your new little one as well. Lovely Barda, very, very talented artist, very, very amazing, the author of the Dragon Ball BXG series. Gine Reboot, again, super talented artist. Your Gine Reboot series is probably one of my favorites that we've worked on. You yourself have been an absolute sweetheart. You know, working alongside you has been awesome. You know, you've given us so much praise for our work, and your work's amazing, you know, as well. Yashika, who does a lot of our Piccolo comics. Your Piccolo comics have been amazing. You yourself are super sweet and have been absolutely awesome to us. Your Piccolo Janet comics are really popular. They always put a smile on my face too. So those who are big Piccolo fans, Yashika's your go-to gal. Shout out to Kibo and all of the DBZ After Dark crew. They're the trickster artists and fanfic writers. They always make me laugh. I love to have a joke with you guys. Always teasing each other over silly things. You know, good fun. Shout out to Misty. She did a lot of the Granola comics. Love chatting with Misty. Super sweet gal. Go check out her artwork too. Kuro Kitty, I am Chrissy, Macy, Plum, FTW, Mora, Kalamasi, Moonleader. Big shout out to Bardock's wife, probably one of the best Bardock Gine artists out there. Like, absolutely incredible artwork. Big shout out to Neko Art. Neko Art's been amazing, has let us dub so much of her work, has done some amazing pieces. Huge shout out to My Eunuch, absolutely phenomenal artist. some real adorable Bardock Gine art, and has been nothing but a sweetheart to us, has let us use so much of her artwork for thumbnails, so much of her work for comic dubs. You know, go check her out. Absolutely incredible artist. A shout out to the Not Safe for Work artists we worked with. Big shout out to Firelight Artwork. You've done some amazing work for us for our Patreon stuff. Same with Katik. You know, you've done some amazing Not Safe for Work art for us for our comic dubs on Patreon. Shout out for Ace and Fun Sexy as well. We've dubbed a lot of their comics. A big shout out to the Moshi gang, Vimy, Khan, Jelly, and Viz. You know, we're all part of the Chi crew. You know, we've always stuck together since day one. You guys have been a huge support as well. Vimy, you've been awesome. Amazing voice talent. We've helped each other out so many times on our channels. You know, go check out Vimy stuff. You know, you want to just laugh your ass off. Vimy's the guy. Like, his dubs are so funny. You want to laugh, Vimy's the man. Go check him out. Big shout out to some of the animators that have let us react to their work, have let us voice their work. You know, I've worked with so many of you over the last few years, and, you know, so many of you have done some animations for us as well, which have really helped the channel out. You know, you guys have been amazing, and you've been phenomenal to work with, you know, and have all been absolutely, you know, positive as well. Obviously, a shout out to, like, my friends and family who, you know, have put up with my BS. I've done this for a few years now, and they've had to put up with me, my belly aching, my old man ranting about it, and just, like, me just constantly been working. So big shout out to them. Big shout out to my life partner, Takatan. She has been my rock, my diamond. She's my IRL Gine. You know, you have had to put up with so much. So much of my rubbish, but you've supported me the whole way. And the biggest thank you's got to go to Chi Smash. For those of you who know or don't know, I actually started out with alongside Vimy as Chi Smash's, one of Chi Smash's editors. That's how I got started into the DBZ YouTuber side of things. You introduced me to JB and to so many of the other crew members, to Mel, to Fallen, and all those other amazing VAs. And let's be honest, this channel would not be here today if it wasn't for Chi Smash. Like, Chi has lent her voice to Gine, and to so many other characters, and has just been such a huge supporter of the channel, without question. You've been a phenomenal friend. You're such an incredible friend to me. You have been nothing but a support. You are one of the most talented VAs I've ever worked with, and, you know, you're gonna go so far. And, you know, I'm not beating around the bush. This channel would not be where it is if it wasn't for you. You are the superstar of Dandelion Bardock. Without you, we would not be where we are. We would not be getting the growth that we've been getting. You know, you are the superstar. So huge thank you to Chi Smash. And then obviously I gotta give it to the man himself, Akira Toriyama. If it wasn't for Akira Toriyama creating the Dragon Ball world, this channel wouldn't be here. So many of the other channels wouldn't be here. This franchise wouldn't be here that we love so much. You know, Dragon Ball was a huge part of my childhood. It was a huge part of me growing up. I wouldn't have met my life partner if it wasn't for Dragon Ball. I wouldn't have gotten into anime and gaming as much as I did, to then meet all of the people that are super important in my life. Without it, you know, it's dread to think of a world where it didn't happen, and that's all thanks to the man himself, Akira Toriyama. So huge thank you to him. And obviously the biggest thank you has got to go to you guys, the fans that support this channel, because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here. This channel wouldn't be here. So huge thank you to you. And let's get this channel to 100k. So a big thank you to everyone for supporting us. Thank you for getting us to this milestone of 30k. And now let's get on the road to that 100k. Anyway, big thank you to you all, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bardock out. Also, check out our brand new merch line. Link in the description, or head on over to our homepage.
He looks just like you though, don't you think? He certainly has his father's hair.